Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. One of the questions that I regularly get asked is which poems or books do we need to memorize when studying at the Faculty of Quran at the Islamic University in al-Madina Now, I'll talk to you about the books that we have to memorize as per syllabus, but then I'll also add a few poems, so there's no books that we memorize, it's all poems, but then I'll also add a few that I recommend or my teachers have previously recommended. I'm currently on Kudifushi Island in the Maldives. Subhanallah, breathtaking and natural beauty, white sands, softest sand that I've ever felt, and blue waters, clear blue waters. Allahumma lakal hamdu wa lakal shukr. But yeah, if we come back to the books that we need to memorize, now I'll try to go in order as well. So in the first year, it is a necessity to study, as in one of the topics was one of the subjects is Tajweed, and within that subject we study, what do we study? Any guesses? 109 lines Jazzeria. The name is al-Jazzeria by Imam Ibn al-Jazari, which is a famous poem, one of the most famous poems on Tajweed by a Hujjah for the field of Quran, Imam Ibn al-Jazari rahimahullah. So that's the subject that we study, and Allahumma lakal hamdu wa lakal shukr. We had an excellent teacher, Shaykh al-Shinqiti. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept him and have mercy on him. And so that's something that we need to memorize. Okay, it's a must to memorize al-Jazzeria. Then we move on to other topics or other subjects. The second being Addil-Ay, the subject of Addil-Ay, which is the number of verses in the Holy Quran, and the name of the poem is Nafa'isul Bayan. In terms of number of verses, there's about 140 verses, 140 abiyat, lines. The main one, the one that goes throughout 6 of the 8 semesters, where, if you ever wanted to join us at the Faculty of Quran, I would recommend to start memorizing from now. So those 2 books, but then especially this one, which is Hifdh al-Amani wa Wajh al-Tahani, aka Shatibiyyah by al-Imam al-Shatibi rahimahullah ta'ala, who was from Shatibiyyah, which is southern Spain, modern day southern Spain. Number of abiyat is 1130 something. Again, you can check the number of verses yourself to clarify, and that's divided into the usul wa farsh. Usul wal farsh. So the first part of the book or the poem is about the usul, the essence of the rules and the understanding, and then the farsh is the specific differences within each surah. That one, you have to definitely start early. A lot of the students in my class, or in all my classes, they are at the stage of revision, because they, I don't compare myself to anyone. Why? Because, we all have different upbringings, different environments, different lifestyles. But, from Africa and Indonesia and certain countries, the Quran is embedded into them from a very young age. So they complete the Hifdh early. And then they also memorize Shatibiyyah. So they are at the revision stage, whereby I'm learning and I'm faffing around learning 18 lines a week as part of the syllabus. And then the teacher listens to you. But alhamdulillah, Allahumma lakal hamdu wa lakal shukr. So that's Hifdh al-Amani wa Wajh al-Tahani, which is the key focus in Kulliyat al-Quran, alongside Tafsir ibn Kathir and Ulum al-Quran. We then have 2 other poems that we need to memorize and study. The other is Ad-Durra by al-Imam Ibn al-Jazari, and that's the additional qira'at, the 3 additional inclusive. And we have a 600-line poem on Rasmul Mushaf. I've forgotten the name, and I've forgotten the name of the author. I think it's Mawarid al-Dham'an, if I'm not mistaken. Just confirm, if anyone knows, just confirm in the comments down below. And that's about 600 lines. So as you can tell, there's a lot that needs to be memorized. There's a lot to do, a lot that needs to be memorized. Anyways, as we were saying, they're getting the jet skis out. it did rain yesterday, so therefore we couldn't do any water sports, but inshallah we'll be able to do something today. So there's a lot to memorize. If you count the total number of lines, if you say 1100 plus 100, 12 or 1250, and then we have 600 Rasm al-Mushaf, so 1850, and then Durra, I'm not too sure how many lines there are there, but we're looking at easily 2000 lines. The other two poems that I would recommend you to memorize is Tuhfatul Atfal, if you're at the very early stages, although not a necessity because al-Jazzeria covers the Tajweed rules. But another poem that Sheikh Abdullah al-Jarullah recommends us to memorize is Tuhfatul Samanudiyya, which is 240 abiyat and effectively double of Jazzeria, but it goes into a lot more detail, so it's very good, highly recommended. I hope you learned something there. I hope that was helpful. Don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. Allahumma lakal hamdu wa lakal shukr. Nas'alullah al-qabula wal ikhlas. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.